Assalamu alaikum students. Today in this video I will discuss the histological differences in various regions of the stomach. So the parts of stomach again, as we know that grossly the stomach is divided into four parts: the cardia, which is continuous with the esophagus; the fundus, which is the dome shaped part above the cardia; and then the body, and then the last part is the pylorus, which is continuous with the small intestine. So grossly we divide the stomach into four parts, but histologically the features of fundus and body are the same. So we divide histologically the stomach into three parts: the cardia region, the fundus plus body region, and then the pyloric region. So fundus and the body of the stomach, it comprises most of the part of the stomach, and the histological features of both these regions are the same. So we discuss them under one heading. So starting from the four layers: the mucosa, the submucosa, muscularis externa, and number four is serosa. So starting from the outer layer, that is the serosa. Serosa consists of the connective tissue and mesothelium. So it's the same in the three regions: connective tissue and mesothelium. Muscularis externa, it consists of inner, oblique, middle, circular, outer, longitudinal. So no special feature in this region. Submucosa consists of connective tissue, the blood vessels, nerve plexus, lymphatics. Okay, now coming to the mucosa of this region, you can so there are two features to be differentiated from the other regions. That is, number one is the gastric pits. Now here you can see in this picture the gastric pits are shorter while the glands are longer. You can see now 2/3 consists of gland, whole thickness of mucosa. This is the whole thickness of mucosa, and the gland consists of 2/3 of this thickness, while the gastric pit, it consists of 1/3. So gastric pits are shorter in this region, shorter in this region, and glands are longer. Gastric glands are longer. Now, what is the difference in the glands? That the glands of the located in the region of fundus and body, it consists of 5 cells. So these are very much apparent here. You can see the 5 cells, as I have told you previously in the previous video. These are the parietal cells. You can see the pink eosinophilic colored rounded cells, parietal cells. Then the stem cells, mucous neck cells, Then lying in the basal part of these cells are the glands, are the chief cells and enteroendocrine cells. So these are the 5 types of cells present in the gastric glands. So these are the features of the fundus plus body part of the stomach. If a question comes from here, so a question can come like give the features of the fundus and body of the stomach, or draw and label the fundus and body of the stomach. In both cases you just have to draw this, the whole picture, the whole layers, whole 3-4 layers. And if a question comes regarding the gastric glands, you have to draw the gastric gland with all the cells in their proper position and with their proper features. Now the pyloric end of the stomach. Pyloric end, again you can divide the mucosa, submucosa, number 3 is muscularis externa, and number 4 is serosa. So now you can see here that the pyloric end of the stomach, in the pyloric end of the stomach, the food is entering into small intestine, and there is no, and the food is acidic in nature because it is mixed with acid, and there is no mechanism in the small intestine apart from the goblet cells that secrete mucus, and the Brunner's glands in the duodenum, in the submucosa of duodenum. So apart from these, there is no other mechanism to protect the small intestine from the corrosive effects of the acid present in the chyme. So abundant amount of mucus cells are given in this pyloric end of the stomach. So you can see the difference in the, this is again the mucosa of the pyloric end. Now starting from the outer layer again, so serosa, it's very simple. It consists of connective tissue plus mesothelium, same as that of the body and fundus. Now muscularis externa, there is again inner oblique, middle, circular, and outer longitudinal. It's the same arrangement as that of the body and fundus, but the difference is that the middle circular layer is thickened. It is thickened to form the pyloric sphincter. So pyloric sphincter is formed by the middle circular layer in the region of pyloric sphincter, in the junction between the stomach and the intestine. Submucosa is the same, connective tissue, blood vessels, plexus of nerves, lymphatics. Okay. Now coming to the mucosa, epithelium is the same, simple columnar epithelium, surface cells, these are the same. Then comes the lamina propria. In lamina propria, we have the pyloric glands, and you can see here that again pyloric glands, we have got pits and the gland itself. So now you can see that in this region pits are longer. You can see here the pits are longer. Gastric pits, they are longer one. Gastric pits are longer as compared to the gland, and gland is shorter. Gland is shorter. Gastric pits are longer and glands are shorter. Actually, the gastric pits are about 2/3 of the thickness of the lamina propria, while gland is taking about 1/3 of the thickness. And in this picture, it is evident that no parietal cells, no chief cells are present in this region. You can see here no parietal cells and no chief cells. Yes, the cells are enteroendocrine cells, stem cells, number 2, and number 3 is mucus cells. So 3 kinds of cells are present. So no chief cells, no parietal cells. So no acid, no enzyme here. So cardiac end of the stomach. Now cardiac end of the stomach. So this is the cardiac end. Okay, again the 4 layers: mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and number 4 is serosa. So serosa again connective tissue plus mesothelium. In connective tissue, blood vessels, nerves, lymphatics, they go inside and come outside. Muscularis externa, again 3 layers: 1, 2, 3, inner circular, middle longitudinal, middle inner oblique, middle longitudinal, middle circular, outer longitudinal, and there is no thickening in this region. Submucosa, again the same, the connective tissue, blood vessels, nerves, lymphatics. Mucosa. Now mucosa, epithelium, lining is the simple columnar, okay, again a type of question comes that give the features of the gastroesophageal junction. So what are the changes which are resulting in the gastroesophageal junction? So this I will discuss in the next slide. But evident here are, as you can see, the epithelium is changing abruptly when the cardiac end of stomach is rising. So this is the limit of the this is the esophagus, and this one is the stomach, cardiac region of the stomach. So simple columnar epithelium, then gastric pits. So here again you can see that gastric pits are shorter while the glands are longer one. So gastric pits 1/3 of the lamina propria, while gastric gland it occupies 2/3 of thickness of lamina propria, and the cells you can see here. So mucus cells are abundant again here, mucus cells. Okay, parietal cells are, some few parietal cells start appearing. Enteroendocrine cells and stem cells. So 4 types of cells are present here. Chief cell, they starts further ahead. So these are the features of the cardiac region of the stomach. So more or less same features in the serosa, muscularis externa, submucosa of the 3 regions of the stomach. You don't need to panic here, except that the pyloric sphincter is made up of thickening of the middle layer of the muscularis externa, that is the middle circular layer. There are the differences they just lie in the mucosa of these various regions of the stomach, and 2 things are there: gastric pits and gastric glands length, their length, and the cells. So these are the various differences in the different regions of the stomach, that is cardia, fundus plus body, and the pylorus. So again the layers mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa or adventitia. So in case of stomach, it is wholly covered by the visceral layer of peritoneum. So the outer layer in both three regions are the serosa. Then muscularis externa. It consists of inner circular, inner oblique, middle circular, and outer longitudinal. Now it is the same in the three region, except in the pyloric region, the middle layer, it thickens to form the pyloric sphincter. Now this is important. This is often asked in the MCQ as well as in the viva questions. Submucosa contains connective tissue, blood vessels, nerve plexus, lymphatics, and there are no glands in any part of the submucosa of the stomach. Now, the mucosa, it consists of epithelium, lamina propria. So, in epithelium, simple columnar epithelium is covering every part, and in the lamina propria are present connective tissue, blood vessels, nerves, and lymphatics in the three parts. Now, gastric pits, they are shorter, that is, they lie in the they cover the 1/3 of the thickness of the lamina propria in the cardiac and body plus fundic region, while in the pylorus they are longer, that is, they cover 2/3 of the lamina propria. Now coming to the glands, in the cardiac region, cardiac glands are present, and they cover about the 2/3 of the lamina propria, and cells present in the cardiac glands are the parietal cells, mucous neck cells, stem cells, enteroendocrine cells. While in the fundus plus body, parietal cells, chief cells, mucous neck cells, stem cells, and enteroendocrine. So all five types of cells are present, and the glands cover 2/3 of the lamina propria. While in the pyloric region, 1/3 of the lamina propria is covered by is occupied by the pyloric glands, and they consist of mucous cells, stem cells, and enteroendocrine cells. So the pyloric sphincter, I want to show it to you. This is the stomach. You can see here, this is the interior of the stomach showing the rugae. And this is the cardiac region, cardia. This is the fundus. This is the body and the pyloric region. Now here you can see that this pyloric region is continuous with the duodenum. So the difference you can see the rugae, and here no, it's smooth surface. So the pyloric end, it contains pyloric sphincter, which is the thickening of the middle circular layer of the muscularis externa of stomach. So differences in the gastroesophageal junction. So what are the changes which take place at the gastroesophageal junction? Again, we will write the four layers, that is the mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa or adventitia. In mucosa, the epithelium, the lamina propria, muscularis mucosae. Now, epithelium in case of esophagus is stratified squamous, non-keratinized. Here you can see the stratified epithelium, non-keratinized. And in case of stomach, abrupt change occurs, and there is a change from stratified squamous to simple columnar epithelium. Now regarding the lamina propria, in lamina propria of the esophagus, you can see the esophageal cardiac glands. These are the mucous glands, while in the lamina propria of the cardiac end of the stomach, it contains the cardiac glands, which contain the mucous cells, the enteroendocrine cells, the chief cells, the parietal cells, and the stem cells. So four kind of cells are present: mucus, enteroendocrine, stem cell, and a few parietal cell. Muscularis mucosae in case of esophagus is thick, while it is thin in case of the cardiac end of stomach. In submucosa, you can see again the esophageal glands. Here and no glands in the submucosa of stomach. So why there is esophageal glands in the submucosa of esophagus? Their ducts are opening up into the surface. Now these glands are present due to prevent the damaging effects of the acid, which is reflexing back into the lower end of the esophagus when the esophageal sphincter opens up. The food is going inside the stomach. Muscularis externa. So esophagus have got inner circular and outer longitudinal, while muscle have got inner oblique, middle circular and outer longitudinal. So 2 layers in the esophagus and 3 layers in the stomach. Serosa or adventitia. So in case of esophagus, lower end near the stomach, lower 1 inch of the esophagus, it has got esophageal serosal lining, that is a visceral epithelium is added to the connective tissue, while stomach, as you know, the whole of the stomach is covered by the serosa. So cardiac end is also covered by the serosa. So these are the some differences in the esophagus, lower end of esophagus and the cardiac end of stomach. And mind you, the inner longitudinal and outer circular, inner circular and outer longitudinal muscles are these are the smooth muscles, both in case of esophagus and stomach. But in upper parts of the esophagus, skeletal muscles are also present. So I hope you have understood the topic very well. Thank you.